guys? Josh here. I wanted to show you my contraption I built for sharpening knives. So, I saw a few knife sharpeners on the market, kind of made by DMT, I think Smiths, even Lansky. They all make some kind of little clamp-on knife sharpener. But nobody had all the features that I wanted, and I figured, I'm a metal worker, this is what I do, let's build our own, why not? And of course everybody tells me, oh Josh, you should patent this. I'm like, well, I can't patent it really, because some of these ideas belong to somebody else, but of course the way they did it is not the way I did it. So, let's go at it. I designed this thing to really work on recurved blades. Blades that actually have a, concave section to it that are hard to get into with flat stones. So this thing actually clamps in with a basic one bolt. So this is just a nut driver. You could use whatever you want really, but my original flat bars were too weak, so I actually added these reinforcements on. I made them extra long. I made these jaws extra long just so I could actually get away from my pivot joint. Gave me good control. I built in an adjustable guide that actually set at any angle that I really want. So, I mean, it's infinite for what we want to do with this thing. If I really wanted to sit there and actually file the bevel, I could actually file the bevel if I wanted to. I mean, I really could get it down to that tight. I would just have to offset the blade, and yeah, this thing would rock and roll like that. So, really, this could be a knife-making, knife-sharpening contraption if you really want to consider it that. But the final trick up its sleeve was actually rotation. So after you get your degree set, 15 degree to 25 degree, 24 degree, doesn't matter what you guys want to choose. Choose your degree, sharpen one side, do the exact same angle on the other side. So I took 2 3/4 inch bearings. I had those in stock. They're just laying in there getting dusty, in my shop getting dusty. I found it actually a shaft collar. The shaft collar I'm using, I just drilled a hole on the opposite side, and I actually used the set screw as my other indentation. So it's a very simple mechanism. This is a spring latch that I've been installing on food carts. So I sharpened a point on it. Yeah, it's a pretty simple little thing. Yeah, years ago I named this thing the Omega. So it's the last sharpener you'll ever need. Now, to show you what abrasives I've come across and what I've designed, so in order to do the recurve, I actually have an oval file. So this base is just an oval file. This actually is even though this is about a 500, 600 grit, it's very aggressive. I mean, you do it dry, you don't put no oil, no water, and actually it works quite fast. I've sharpened very dull blades and changed the bevel, to whatever I wanted. But even this thing, I mean, to be able to get a nice, even stroke on this thing is just awesome. This is probably my #1 go-to file, which is actually the Chef's Choice Edge Crafter. So this thing's actually kind of neat because it has 3 different grits that it comes with. This guy's basically for rough. So rough it out. Rough one's 60 grit approximately. Next one's about a good 120 grit, and then last one I think is about a good 300 maybe 220. So it's really these three will definitely do your rough cutting. Final, I made this it's a ceramic honing steel. Basically just had to glue a rod onto the end, so obviously I can't weld to that one. And this one being about a 1200 to 1500 grit, does a fine polish, but it takes forever to do it on that. So more or less I just skip this one and go straight to my buffer and just polish the edge. This was one of my first contraptions. I actually took a whetstone. Thought, oh man, that would be great. I could actually wet sharpen, but then I came into the problem with square, big blocky, and recurve. So that kind of just put the kibosh on this thing. Also trying to wet it, and I don't know, it just never worked the way I wanted it to. But guys, tell me what you think. If you have any ideas, please share them. If you have any questions, please ask. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, give me a heads up. Guys, thank you very much. Take it easy, man. Play with knives, and please don't forget to subscribe. Really helps out the channel, helps me fund my crazy contraptions without hearing from it from the wife. Later on, guys.